Hi everyone, in this video I want to show you another over-the-board game where I played the London system against King's Indian Defense. My elo in this game was 1500 and my opponent 1878, so we have a difference of almost 400 elo points. Let's see the game. I started with d4. In the opening we should develop our pieces, but to do this we need to move the pawns in front of our king and queen. d4 allows my queen and bishop to get out, and we are controlling the c5 and e5 squares. Another thing is that knights do not require any pawn move. They can get out without any pawn moves. And in the opening it's better to develop our knights before the bishop. In the opening we develop our pieces, we make a castle and connect the rooks by moving our queen. My opponent replied with knight f6. With this move black controls the e4 and d5 squares and prevents white from playing e4. I continue with knight f3. We develop the knight to a good square and control the center. g6. Black wants to develop the dark square bishop on g7 and control the long diagonal a1, h8. Bishop f4. With this move I develop my bishop, and next I want to play e3 and bishop d3. d6. Black wants to play the King's Indian Defense. I've continued with knight bd2. I'm putting the knight on this square because I want to play c3 and e3. Bishop g7, e3, knight c6, h3. This is a useful move. This has the intention to create a luft for the king after his castle and also to retreat the bishop on g3 or h2. Short castle and bishop e2. If black is putting his pawn on the light squares on f7, g6 and h7, it's better to put our bishop here on e2 instead of d3, because on d3 he's looking at the granite. Black continues with rook to e8 and he wants to play e5. White continues with castling and e5. I capture on in e5. Maybe it was better to move the bishop to g5 or retreat it to g3 or h2. Taking on e5 is releasing the tension from the center. D takes on e5 and bishop to h2. Queen to e7. Maybe it was better for black to attack my knight with e4, but now I can play e4 and preventing my opponent from playing e4. Also I'm closing my dark square bishop. Bishop to d7, and with this move my opponent finished the opening before me. c3. With this move I'm controlling the b4 and d4 squares, and also I'm opening the diagonal for my queen, the d1 a4 diagonal. Rook a d8. Black rooks are centralized, and queen to c2. Finally my opening is done. h6. I don't like this move. It's a weakening move. Indeed, this move is taking control of the g5 square, but if my knight goes to g5, it doesn't make so much damage. Rook a d1, the last piece comes into the game. Knight to h7, bishop d3. Maybe it was better to play the knight to c4 and put more pressure on the e5 square. And for the moment, I'm attacking this pawn 2 times with my bishop and my knight. If the knight were on c4, there were 3 attackers and 4 defenders from black. Rook f8, it seems that black wants to play f5, but the rook is no longer defending the e5 square. So I place my rook on e1 and f5. This move is weakening the a2 g8 diagonal, and I've jumped with my knight on c4. Maybe it was better to give a check, but I played this move, knight to g5, and I played knight to h4. This is a mistake from my side because the knight is not defending and the queen looks at it. And black could have won a pawn with knight to h3 check and winning my knight. But my opponent took the e4 pawn, and this is a mistake because I can grab the exchange. I played knight takes on g6, attacking the rook and the queen. He played queen to g5. I took the rook. He recaptured the rook with his other rook, and this is another mistake because the bishop from d7 is unprotected now. So yeah, and my rook from d1 is looking at it, so I've took on e4, f takes on e4, and now I grab his bishop. Queen to e5. Sorry, that was not the move. So queen on f5 is attacking my my rook from d7. I take his pawn. I'm starting to grab pawns, and here white is rook up. Knight to d8. This knight is defending the b7 pawn. Bishop to g3. I'm adding some extra defense to the f2 square. Knight to e6. My rook is under attack, so I grab another pawn. Knight to g5. Knight to e3, attacking his queen. Queen to c8, attacking my rook. And here I give a check with the queen. King to h8, rook to d1. I'm bringing my rook to the open file. Knight to e6. Black is threatening knight to c5, forking my queen and my rook. So I could grab another pawn. Rook takes a7. Knight to f4. And rook d7. So my rooks are on the 7th rank. Knight to e2 check, king to h2, knight takes g3, f takes g3, and my king is safe here. Rook to g8, black is defending his bishop. But after knight to f5, black resigned. White has mate in 6 move. So in this game I've played the London system against the King's Indian defense. Both of us made some mistakes, and in the end I managed to win. I hope you learned something from this game. Please watch other games for my channel and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Bye.